Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I am Helen.
And we are the creative handsome minds behind Toad Hollow. And welcome back. It's been a hot minute. We spent the last 2 weeks hand in hand with COVID, so that's been fun.
Right.
But we are slowly but surely coming out the other end, sexy voices and all. But yeah, it's so things have been a little bit quiet. And we're still, I think that was one thing that I didn't realize quite as much, is that it's taking a long time to get over this.
Yeah. No, this is, Mary Beth has had a negative test. I am still testing nice, strong positives. So
I was going to say, on Monday she tested positive. It was a faint pink line. Today
right.
She tested positive. It's like bright red.
Yes, it's hot pink. It's like, no, you're not done yet.
Like, how can you be more positive than you were 4 days ago or 3 days ago? Also, in the midst of the tropical storm and everything, I managed to hurt my leg, tear a hamstring in my leg. So I have been trying to work with that as well. So we are getting a whole lot of work done in the mornings and then having nice quiet times in the afternoon so that we can kind of recover. But the good thing about nice quiet afternoons is we've been getting stuff done.
Yeah.
We've been finishing things. So it's been cool. We have stuff to show you guys. Crafty stuff to show you.
I was going to say, cool. We actually have things to contribute.
Yeah. I have a couple of finished things. I've got things in various states of completion. I have something I just started. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
And I will say that we have the two best nursemaids in the world who have been so good.
Yeah. Especially during, we both were in the throes of COVID during a tropical storm where it rained for 5 days straight. Just torrential rain. And, with a 1-year-old puppy who loves being outside, it makes life interesting. But he was very good.
So good.
So
it's the best boy.
But we are all good.
Yeah.
We do have to go over one thing.
Yeah, we've got a couple of admin things we have to do.
Yeah.
So
first and foremost, unfortunately with COVID and everything, we have had to pull out our staff. We were going to hold off making a decision until we got closer. I mean, we can't get much closer. It's next week. But we did cancel last week just to give Lisa as much time as possible to hopefully fill our space.
Right.
We both realized that we thought we'd be okay by then, but just getting stuff completed to bring to SAF. We lost 2 weeks already.
And we were going to, be filling the coffer, filling the booth during that time. And
one of the things with COVID being a lung disease, we have to wear masks all day when we're dying, and when you're coughing and everything, you just can't do it.
No.
So it's going to take us we're hoping to get back to it this weekend, but it's going to take us some time to get back to full on dying.
Right. Also, I cannot stand for great lengths of time, so...
Yeah, because if we were going to do it, it was going to be, do I go down by myself? And it's a long way.
Yeah.
I would bring my brother with me probably, but there's just no way we could have filled the booth or anything. Right. So we are so sorry for those of you who were looking forward to seeing us at SAF. We were looking forward to seeing you. We love doing SAF.
It's just not this year.
We just couldn't do it.
No.
So if there were things that you were planning to purchase, you were holding your budget for SAF, please just get in touch with us and we'll work it out for you.
Yeah. Because we, for those of you that have been checking, we have not closed down the yarn the way we said we were going to, because that takes brain power. There hasn't been a whole lot of that going on.
There's not a lot of that to begin with. But no,
so anyway, so things have stayed open. So a couple of people have slipped in some orders, which is fine because we haven't finalized the dye schedule yet. So we're still good. So if you were planning to come visit us at SAF, planning to buy things, please just let us know and we'll just add them to the schedule.
Yeah.
The other thing is the Agatha Christie for September and the animal guide box for September, the hedgehog, we did manage to get those out. So
And the
they're gone.
The Patreon yarn color also for September has finally left the building.
And anything that we have been able to do, like fabric or from the old Curiosity Shop or yarns that we have in stock, we have been trying to get those out as well, unless it's part of a larger order. If it's part of a larger order, then we're just holding everything and sending it together. So yes, we're trying to get that out. And then the old Curiosity Shop. I did get sometime, since I was stuck in a chair, I could do some admin work. So I listed a whole bunch of new things in the old Curiosity Shop, like little pocket mirrors and mugs and things like that. So if you want to go check those out, we've got new stickers and lots of really, really cool things.
And a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We had a lot to update. So
there's a whole bunch of good stuff in there. So
a couple of you have already discovered it.
Yeah. So those are there. So if you want those, they're there. There's some really great things for stocking stuffers and hostess gifts and things that just are
and there's
really,
some
really cool.
like really cool Halloween cards, which we managed to get up just in time.
Right.
So it's just been
we're doing as much as we
dealing
can.
with chaos. I said to Mary, but 2022 is chaos.
That's the word of the year.
Yeah,
we didn't know it ahead of time, but that's what it is. So Agatha Christie for October is coming up soon. That will be in the next couple of days. So if you want to be a part of that, it's our mystery sock set. And we will be dyeing that a little bit later. So that is going to be on the cards. For those of you that are the Sandpiper level of Patreon, we are dyeing your yarn for October, and that will be going out at some point soon. We are not doing an animal guide box for October just because we were wiped out, but we will be announcing the next one around the beginning of November so that you will be able to do that if you like.
Right.
Okay, so that is that. Christmas Advents
I was gonna
are
say, those were
on schedule.
Right.
We have one more day of dyeing for those and they will be done, but we have been twisting.
Right. One thing is
all
about
the minis.
sitting in chairs, it's like, okay, twist minis.
Right.
So we're thinking we're going to have about 10 extra of the advent calendar, which we will put up as soon as we get all the boxes put together and everybody ready to go.
Right.
So,
all right, we show stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with knitting.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Start with your sweater.
Okay. I've been working on the shaved ice sweater by Casa Pinka, and I have gotten to the point where I have a vest. Look at that. It's all seamed together and everything. So that is what it looks like right now. It looks like a square. However, I got to this point and then I need to pick up the sleeves.
Which involves counting.
It's not even so much the counting, because that I know. I know
Right.
how many I need and everything, and that's fine. It's remembering how to pick up stitches. I couldn't do it. I could not figure out how to pick up stitches. You know, when you start talking about like behind the scenes of the website and stuff, and I hear the words make sense, and I forget them a second later. She'll look at me and I'll be like, I know you said something and I have no idea what it was. It was that way when I was trying to pick up my stitches for the sleeves. I'm like, do I use a crochet hook? Do I knit them on? If I use a crochet hook, how do I keep it from sliding off the needle? My mind was just so fuzzy that I couldn't do it. So I got it to this point, and now I have to pick up the sleeves and go from there. It's not going to take long because they're just little like cap sleeves, I think.
Yeah.
But that's the way it looks right now.
It's so pretty.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful. So I just need to remember how to pick up stitches for your sleeves, and I'll be fine. That's where it is right now. So that will be finished fairly soon. And I absolutely adore the way the colors are working.
It's all our Enchanted Forest in the tweed fingering.
Right.
So.
But when I wasn't doing that, when I was trying to figure out what I should do instead, I continued working on the Guernsey wrap that we're doing with my mom. And this is where I am so far. I've finished the first repeat of section 1. And you do it 3
God,
times.
it is gorgeous in this color.
This is the Guardian of the Forest from the Enchanted Forest collection.
The Guernsey wrap is a DK scarf wrap. And we gave my mom the project for her birthday, and then we decided that we would do it alongside with her. So it's kind of something we do when we're seeing her, so that when she has questions, we can answer them.
Right.
What's that? Oh.
I pulled out a stitch, but it's okay.
So you're doing yours in the Guardians of the Forest, and I'm doing mine in Fairy Pools. I'm not nearly as far along as Mary Beth.
A fantastic thing to do when you don't need a lot of brain power.
It is all knits and pearls.
Yep.
It's a chart, but it's all knits and pearls, and easily memorizable.
Right.
You do the first repeat, and it's just like, oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah, and it's a great thing to do when you're sitting at the end of the day watching TV type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is what I was working on for a little bit. And then we got started on something different, and we got totally wrapped up in the new thing. And we decided, you know what? We're just going to dive into this. So, you ready? All right.
We're making stuffies.
We've been working on some Susan Claudino creatures. All right, so show yours.
So I've made a couple voodoo dolls.
Oh my God, I love him so much.
So it's her Voodoo You Love Stuffy by Susan Claudino. This was the first one I did.
I adore him.
He is in Chesapeake. You might
That
notice
is a fantastic color, it really is.
he was done like him. He had a heart. He was not eviscerated. You can all imagine what happened to poor Chesapeake Voodoo. He may or may not have had a play date, an unsupervised play date with a Yugo. So I was going to kind of like darn him up a little bit better, but then I'm like, you know what, with the voodoo, I'm going to go with just really obnoxious stitching. And I love it.
So do I. They
I
look
just
so
love-
good.
So those are my 2 voodoo dolls, and then I have a little monster.
I believe she calls them hobgoblins.
Yeah.
These are from her Boo Crew.
I just think they're fantastic.
So it's the fall flushing of the hydrants,
Right.
of which we have one right at the corner.
So we heard water rushing. I'm like, why does it sound like there's water rushing? Because there is water rushing out of the fire hydrant.
And normally we know about this because they put signs up around town, but as Helen said, we haven't left the house in 2 weeks. So, all right. So anyway, these are the hobgoblins. I did mine with different colored
I
arms and
love
legs.
it. And my future ones will also.
Also, I think I put my arms up too high. I think they're supposed
don't.
to be
I love
closer
him.
here.
He kind of looks like robotish.
He really, he's a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
So I did him. And then I also did the bat. He's got wings. So I did the bat and the ghost. And for those of you that got our countdown to Halloween in the DK, this is what we are going to be doing with our yarn from now.
Yeah.
We're going to start opening it up and making some of these out of, because we had 1 DK left. So we took it for ourselves, and we are going to make little stuffies out of our DK yarn.
Not
for
using,
Halloween.
we're not going to use, we're going to hold the big skein for something else. And for those of you who have opened your big skein, you will understand. But maybe the night of door, that's game, so we're probably going to make something bigger with that. But for the little minis,
Yeah.
we figured they'd be perfect size for the little ghosts and bats.
Yeah, so we're going to make a whole bunch of little
And have
stuffies.
like a garland for next year.
Yep,
That'll be that'll come out for Halloween. So
that will be all our little Halloween ones.
yeah.
So that is what we have been working on, using leftovers and things like that, little DK leftovers, and it's very cool.
Yeah.
So, do you have any other knitting, or is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Shall we do some cross stitch?
Sure.
Okay. I have not a finished object. I have a fully finished object for my cross stitch, and it came out exactly the way I wanted it to. This is Dilio Shade
It's fantastic.
by Mama Witch Cross Stitch. And we were going to podcast yesterday, and I said, nope, my frame is coming. You have to wait because I want to show it in the frame. This is perfect. The frame is exactly what I wanted.
It's just
yeah, perfect.
And you've got to do the frog so you can
So-
have them side by side.
It's going to be the family portrait wall.
Yeah.
But he gives me such New Orleans, Louisiana voodoo vibes
Yeah.
that I needed a dark oval frame. I had talked to Paige, the framer, about it, and she said that what she could do was do an oval cutout in a square frame, but that was, it had to be an oval frame. So
And
I
ornate,
found one.
yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't just be plain wood. It had to be ornate, and it had to be kind of dark because I found one that was white or cream, but it didn't work as well because it needed the patina.
Yeah.
So he is just so awesome.
And it's just, the frame is perfect.
I love
I mean, the
him.
size of the frame and everything.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely perfect. So at 5:30 this morning when I woke up with a coughing fit, I went to her website and bought a whole bunch more of her cross-stitch patterns because there are a whole bunch of them I want to do. I love them. So Dilio Shade is done. I'm so pleased with him. I love him. And it is exactly what I had in mind.
I also have I do not have a fully finished object because I just finished it yesterday. Plus, I'm pretty sure I'm going to give this to Paige to frame up for me. But the possum is done.
Oh my god. You guys, he is so awesome.
What is he? Is he chewing on the handle?
He just, gummed it a little bit. Oh, he's just so good.
My banjo playing, moonshine drinking, straw chewing possum is done. I adore him. I've done all his back stitching. And he's
amazing.
yeah. So I just finished him up last night. Unlike Mary Beth, he took me a good year. I mean, you did Dilio Shade in under a month, I think.
Yeah, maybe a month, 2
Yeah.
months. It did not take terribly long. He's not huge. He's 5x7, so he's perfect size.
But there's a lot of stitching in there.
But there is
I mean,
a lot of
it's-
stitching in it. I loved
You
doing
enjoyed
it
it,
so
yeah.
much that I just looked forward to doing it.
So.
And as we said, quiet afternoons,
Yeah.
you can get some stitching done.
So I just have to decide next up, do I pick up the badger? It's very similar to him right away, or do I go in and find something that I've already started and try and finish something up? We shall see.
I just had that discussion going through started projects and do I start something new, that kind of thing. And I wound up starting something new. Sister number 3 had given us cross-stitch projects for Christmas one year. And mine is,
And the great thing is they were kits, so
yeah, this one It's a Rendale Designs. It's put out by Bothy Threads. It's called Pumpkin Spice and All Things Mice, but the design itself is by Hannah Dale from Rendale Designs. I love her stuff. I absolutely adore her stuff. For me, this is so perfect because look how many different color shades of orange there are. It's just like all these oranges that I get to play with. I'm just loving it so much.
Did it come on the card just like that?
It did. Okay. It came just like that. So what I did was it comes with paper instructions like this. And the first thing I did was I took pictures of them and put them into my GoodNotes app on my iPad because that's where I like to do my cross stitching because I can color in each of the boxes as I finish it so that I can keep track of exactly where I am. And I have started it, and this is how far I've gotten. I started this 2 days ago.
A lot done.
So that is what I am doing so far. I'm working on the pumpkin. I usually like to start in like one of the corners, the bottom left-hand corner, and work my way up. But with this one, with the size, I decided to use the fabric that they gave you with part of the kit. I wasn't going to begin with because it's 14 count and it's kind of stiff, but the 14 count is kind of small. It's very close to the 16 count, and the coverage is good, I think. I think that the thread coverage is good. It's got the speckles on it the way they had it. So I thought I'm just going to use I'm going to do it as it came. But I want to make sure that I'm getting it, since it's not a great big piece of fabric that I have to play with. I started in the middle because on the pattern, it gives you the arrow that shows you exactly where the middle is. So I started down at the bottom in the middle, and I'm just kind of working my way up to either side.
So that's the best way to do it.
So what I have been doing is I've been taking a full thread. You take your 2 strands of the thread and do it. And I have just been doing it and going until I run out of the color, and then I start at the next color and do it. So I don't have to worry about parking loose threads anywhere or figuring out how to get like 2 strands onto this whole thing with everything, because it's going to get very messy very fast. So what I've just been doing is I take a thread, a color, and go till I run out of it, and then start filling in spaces with the next color and do that till I run out of the thread, and that's how it's been working so far.
Cool.
So it's kind of, right now, it's kind of all over the place. But as it fills in and it gets kind of cool, so pumpkins with mice.
Very cool.
More to come. But I'm really enjoying doing it. I actually was doing this morning as I was waiting for Helen to finish up before we started pie casting. I'm like, I'm gonna get a couple stitches in. Put my book on my iPad and go to town.
I've been working on my English paper piecing, my mandolin quilt, my middle blocks, and I have 6 to do, and I have 1 more to do, and then I move on to the edging.
Okay, so you've done 5 of them.
I've done 5, yeah.
Okay, so you only have 1 more.
Yeah.
So you've got your 12 blocks, mandolins,
and my 6 spacers, and then I have to do the edge pieces.
Okay.
And then I can start piecing the whole thing together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're gonna have a quilt.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right.
Please donate the chair. Thank you.
All right, so that has been us for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How have you guys been doing? Hope everybody is enjoying this weather. It's absolutely gorgeous fall.
Yeah.
Really, really lovely weather. And yeah, that's pretty much it for us right now.
Hanging in.
Yeah. Oh, we watched Big Sky. We started watching Big Sky on Hulu. Because we found out that Jensen Ackles was joining it for season 3, so we figured, all right, let's watch seasons 1 and 2. And we blew through that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It was interesting. A little bit dark. I'm never going to Montana, but
a little bit dark.
but it was good. It was very good.
Yeah, we've done some TV because we did the wedding season on Hulu.
That was good.
Was fun.
Again, a little bit dark.
Right.
But that's
but
good.
Funny.
Yeah.
Dark. We did the Dairy Girls season 3, which was fantastic.
Oh my God, we did that in like one afternoon.
Right.
That went by so fast.
We've been keeping up with the Bake Off.
Right.
Survivor and the Amazing Race started.
Yeah. But we have been, we have Discovery Plus, which has the Magnolia Network and HGTV and the Cooking Channel and that kind of thing, all that stuff on it. So we've been finding some really, really interesting shows on the Magnolia Network that are, there was one called Storied Spaces, and it's all about people who are restoring houses or building new houses or that kind of thing, but there are always stories to go with them.
And
it's really
things
cool.
like firehouses and schoolhouses
and churches
and old mercantiles. It's just so interesting.
Seeing them go from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And then there's another show that we started watching that's called In With the Old, I think, where they're taking old houses that are almost falling down old and building them up again.
And restoring them,
It's not one particular group. It's different people for each story.
Each episode is a different house, and it's all encapsulated in one episode, the whole renovation thing. So it's a nice afternoon, even if you're, having your COVID nap.
Right.
So.
But it's there's some cool old houses out there with really great stories that go with them.
Yeah.
That are just so much fun to watch. So, and you also get to see different parts of the country where you now want to go to Utah and see like these places.
Yeah.
And Maine and South Carolina and that kind of thing. But yeah, there's some really, really cool things going on. There's one in North Carolina where they found a mill town, and they actually, the mill was spinning thread that was then used, it's yarn that was used for lace. So they would spin the yarn and send it up north, and the people in the northern part would be making it into
But
lace.
there was a whole village. The workers actually lived in the little mill village. So they bought the whole thing, and they're restoring them house by house, which was really kind of cool.
It was really interesting.
And they, in mine, the whole thing, they have old sewing machines and old bobbins and the spinning things. It was really cool.
It is. It's so cool. And they talk to the families of the people that live there, that they get the history, so that they build that into the house as well. Really, really cool. And now they're opening them up as like Airbnbs. Yeah. So they've renovated 3 so far?
2, I think.
2 so far.
If you went to the website, I think it was 2.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's really, really cool. So there are shows like that are great to cross stitch to or knit to while you're listening. And then, it's fun. It's a nice way to spend an afternoon. Yeah. So yeah, we've been doing that.
Also very good with the COVID brain. So
perfect.
You don't have to follow a plot or anything like that.
Yeah. Plots are hard right now. Okay. All right. I think that pretty much does it for us. We hope you guys have a great rest of the week.
Yes. Go forth and create. I've forgotten how to do it.
I know. And we will see you soon. I'm not sure if it'll be Friday or Monday, but we will see you soon.
Yes. Thank you. I do want to say thank you to everybody who reached out on all the various platforms and everything to check in with us, to commiserate with us and everything. Thank you. We did not answer everybody, but we did see them all. So thank you very, very much. It was greatly appreciated.
Yeah, thank you. And it's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit slow.
Yeah.
That's all. All right.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.